My fellow Nigerians, by now you must be all aware that we are in a recession. And as the case demands, everyone needs to be prudent. We are in a country where the government has got about 4 or 5 different exchange rates for the naira. We have a terrible problem on our hands. And unfortunately, there is no solution. They keep doing trial and error, but unfortunately, we're not moving forward. On aspects of security, we haven't scored much. Boko Haram might have been technically defeated when it comes to military warfare, but we all know that Boko Haram is not about military warfare. Boko Haram is about maiming and suicide bombing and attacking harmless citizens of the Northeast. They are still doing that. It was Nigeria's military that decided to take the war to Boko Haram using the military warfare. And Boko Haram retreated because they are not interested in tackling your military. But today, we have Boko Haram still attacking and killing people. We even have our own military accidentally killing people. We have the Fulani herdsmen killing people in southern Kaduna. There was once a time they killed people in Benue, in Nasarawa State, and some time ago in Niger State. We've had some killings in Enugu and some other parts of the southeast. Then we have the militants in the Niger Delta, the Avengers, who are blowing up pipelines and destroying our own economy. We have the issue of ritualists, hired assassins, armed robbers all over in Lagos and in some other parts of the southwest. Where are we heading to? Security? I would score this government a 0 in security. Because until you can tell me who the Fulani herdsmen are who are allowed to carry AK-47, I don't think you've done much on that, to be honest. I know, it's terrible, I know. But until we do something, security is still a 0. What do you want to say about unemployment? 0. Because I know they've employed some people under this scheme called N-Power, but you all know that that took ages to come up. And even up till now, we don't know what those N-Power guys are contributing. Looks to me like it's just a political solution rather than a technical solution. Government is just, okay, let's pay those guys, okay? 200,000 out of 500,000. And not all states have started doing it. And as far as their jobs are concerned, we don't know. They cannot teach because they don't have the qualification. Those who are meant to go to the farm, where are the farms? Is it the same farms that the Fulani herdsmen are encroaching? What happens to the other 300,000 that should be part of the Empower scheme? The issue of unemployment goes beyond the Empower scheme. Sorry about that, wasn't on purpose. But how would you recommend a solution when you have things like MMM coming up, where everyone who is supposed to invest in a profitable business that would create employment would rather invest in an MMM scheme, a Ponzi scheme, which claims to be helping everyone else. Helping people to do what? You're helping me to help you. Sorry, you're helping me to help him, and then I help him to help her, and then she helps him to help. To be honest, we are not helping anyone. We're helping the owner of the scheme, which is Mavrodi. Hello. And now people are beginning to say, oh, they scammed us. Why wouldn't they scam you, greedy folks? Then we have the problem of power supply. Earlier in this administration, we saw an improvement in power supply. People were saying, oh, it's because now they know that Buhari does not take nonsense and they are ready to behave themselves. We call that the body language. Little did we know that it was not the body language of Buhari. Ever since then, and up till now, our power output has been going up and down. Alright? Attenuating. Fashola, as the minister, has been giving explanations as to why it got to zero at some point, as to why we may not be able to have gas in some stations, as to why it's not possible to distribute as much. We've got issues with metering and all that. Oh, we know we are owing some discos, we know we are owing NEPA, TCN. Okay. But it's not about explanation. Are you going to keep explaining for the next 4 years? Really? What would you score this government on tolerance to the opposition? 0. And why is that? Because we don't have an opposition at the moment. Opposition within the political ruling party has been broken. Opposition within the political space, talking about PDP and COA, we don't even know what COA is doing, do we? We don't know any other political party right now except the APC. Hello? Tell me something I don't know. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, this government had three main items on their agenda. 1 was unemployment. 2 was security. I've told you 0 and 0. The third one is corruption, fighting corruption. I would have just considered that an attempt at being funny, but seems like this government has been more than funny. Why would you say you're fighting corruption, and yet, when an allegation is made against people in your cabinet, you say, we will investigate. We will set up a committee to investigate. You don't arrest them. You don't try them in court. You just either ignore it, or you set up a high-powered committee which we don't ever get to see the report. Who is not corrupt in Nigeria today? How exactly is the government tackling grassroots corruption? I mean, it's easy to say you're fighting corruption in Jonathan's administration, but how have you tackled the Nigerian corruption? The corruption that everyone else knows about? You know, because if you go to other countries and say, oh, Nigeria is so corrupt, you've got the Yahoo boys, you've got the fraudsters, you've got this, you've got that. How exactly is Buhari tackling those ones? Or is he just tackling the Jonathan corruption? And even that one, Jonathan corruption, as you may want to call that, what has he achieved so far? Do you remember this former head of, the other guy called Akpo Bolokemi, the head of, I think it has something to do with the maritime industry, Nimasa, thank you. You know how they dragged him in from one van to the other? Where is he now? We don't even know. Dasuki is just in jail for no reason, because they wanted to take him up on terrorism, and that was why they had to lock him up. But up till now, there's been no proof that he's a terrorist, and they have no reason to keep holding him, because every other 419 guy, in quotes, has been allowed to go home and report to court. But Dasuki has been held unduly. And you call that a fight against corruption? What about the woman who Emir Sanusi claimed to have stolen $20 billion? Up till now, 2 years after Buhari's administration took up, they have not even sued that woman to a court in Nigeria. And you want me to believe that Jonathan's administration was more corrupt than this one? Hello? Let's be serious, let's be frank, and let's face it. As far as corruption is concerned, this government has not touched anything about corruption. Nothing. We're going to have 4 years just go by, and we're like, oh, so it seems like we still have corruption in this country, I suppose. What happened to change starts with me. What happened to that slogan? Or what happened to it? Tell me about it then. Because you seem to know much about the internet than I do. Left to me, Lai Mohammed just did that one for a start, and he felt Nigerians would take ownership of that and start doing things. What are we going to start doing? Nothing. Do you want me to go and report the police for being corrupt and get myself arrested again for corruption? Or don't we still have that mentality of arresting those who report things? Don't we still have that problem? I think we've got a major crisis in our hands, and this government does not provide the solution. The kind of ministers in government today are not a laughing stock, no. But they give a lot of room for wonders as to why it took 6 months to get this kind of ministers. Ministers that don't seem to coordinate themselves, that don't seem to agree with themselves. Presidential kitchen cabinet that don't seem to be working together. Within the same presidency, you have 2 reports coming out from the same DSS saying that one of the president's men is not good enough for the job, and another report saying he is good for the job. Hello? Let me summarize everything in one sentence. This government has succeeded in dividing a lot of things. And I don't know if it's the divide and rule, but it just has succeeded. It has divided the APC, it has divided the PDP, it has divided the Boko Haram, it has divided the Avengers, it has divided NLC, it has divided even the presidency, it has divided even the Muslims. Now we have the Shiites and the Sunni. It has gone ahead to divide everything possible. That's why there cannot be unity within the populace to actually make any other change. So we are in for it. But there is one solution. And the only solution today is for the youths of Nigeria to rise up and form a formidable team. Now, don't mistake the word youths for the word thugs. We are not talking of people who would stand up and start shouting, "Oh, you are a fool. Oh, you're stupid. You want to take our job? No, we're going to do this. We're going to fight." No. Intellectual youths. Youths who can do things in a way that would motivate people. People that when they speak, everyone, the young, the old, the Muslims, the Christians, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Igbos, would rally around and say, "You know what? That's what we should vote for. That's whom we should vote for. That's the value we are looking for." Not the normal mentality of, being too gregarious and too brigandage in your attitude. No. We just need youth who can speak to everyone, show an understanding of the problems, show an understanding of the solutions, and show a determination to make things work. And until we get there, Nigeria will continue to recycle old, tired, and distrusted leaders. What do I know? Just trying to make common sense. Olusola. See you later. Bye-bye.